Hey modifiers, and welcome back. We have got a lot to talk about and a lot to show. So we've come quite a long way from when the last video came out. Basically we've been chasing rust in this car. Now this car is by far better than a lot of the examples that we're seeing on the Facebook group and stuff like that. So this car is a fantastic vehicle that we're working with, but there's still, you know, quite a bit of time in fabricating parts, getting to make sure they're welded in and done properly. So we're very close to being finished in terms of rust. We may be sending the vehicle off to get sandblasted to take away some of the stress in having to deal with that. And we're not far away from cutting out the rear arches and the front arches to put the turbo flares on. Now once we get to that, that's going to be a really cool video. So up now we've got some videos of the rust that we're taking out and the panels that are being made and being put in, and also as a bit of a teaser we have the interior back. Now I'll show you that very soon, so stick around and keep watching and I'll see you in a second.
Oh, look at this mess.
Yeah, so we just had to cut this piece out here on this guard rather than unstitch it all, which is a fairly large job to pull that whole panel off, and plus there was some welding here anyway. We've cut this panel out to fix a bit of rust that was in here. So we'll just clean this up, put a new edge on here. We've got some issues down here, so it comes right down to the floor pan here, and there was plates that was actually glued in there, which is a bit rough, and then a really nicely welded piece around here. So we're going to cut that bit of the floor out and repair all that and put it all back together. But we're going to start off up here, fix this, clean it up, put this all back together, then lift the car up and do the bottom side here.
That's got to come out right across here.
Oh, you're going to cut right into that?
Yeah, well that's where that horrible joint is. So if we cut past it, then I can take the joint out and I can repair the edges of the other bit as well as...
We're going to have to cut around that because that's just the bit where the inner guard joins.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, okay.
So if you cut above it...
Yeah, then you have to cut a section out.
And then what we'll do, when we cut the other side over here, it will come out. Right? Because you've got to do a cut. You want to cut across there first. That's the first cut you want to do. That one, straight line, straight across this inner guard.
Yeah.
Just there. Right? So that's got to come out. I think the bottom edge of that line will be the one on the inside, will be that one. So the first cut you do is a dead straight line across there.
Alright, so we have this piece nicely cut out, and it actually separated from this part of the inner guard quite easily, so that was good. So it's nice and clean, nice square shape. We'll go ahead and make a one piece panel that will fit in here. If we come around the front, we'll nicely cover up this hole here, and we'll re-weld this in all nice and tidy. Finish it and follow this, all these shapings here, so it looks like the other side. And then just lightly tack along this inner guard here onto the plate. We'll make it a nice thick plate, so it helps put some strength back in there. And what we're going to do around here is actually cut all the way down here, down to here. And that plate will shape up to rebuild this whole edge there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out now. Right, there we go. Let's cut out all the way down to here. And the old man's working on a template for this big hole that we cut out. We just got a couple of little bits to tidy up before this panel goes back on. So just got to weld up these little slits here from the cutting disc, and we're going to sandblast up in here, rust protect it, or rust convert this, then protect it, and then under seal it, and then we put it all back together. So we have a basic template, and that's it there. Next step will be to obviously cut this out and then transfer it onto a piece of sheet steel. Right, so we're just getting ready to make up this panel that's going to go in that big hole, and the old man turns around and goes, oh shit, we don't have a panel big enough. So everything's shut today, but that makes me excited because it gives me a chance to go ahead and get the TIG out and TIG together 2 pieces of panel steel. Let's see how we go. This could be interesting. Alright, so there we go. A quick weld along there with a TIG welder. Nice tiny little weld, very easy to clean up. And now we have a piece of metal big enough to do our panel. Whoop, whoop. So here's the pretty much the finished fabbed up piece that's going in that big ass hole that we chopped out that had rust in it. So as you can see, we've got some shaping in there to follow the original one, the hole that all the wires and stuff pass through. It's yeah, fits in nicely, and we'll tack that in and take a look at it. And there is this bit here that we cut out so we could get to that last big panel. Oh, fuck. And that bit goes where, in this hole here, we had to cut that out so we could get to this panel that we just made here. Alright, so we've got this panel back in, which is part of the front inner guard, and I've just epoxy sealed behind it and on the back of this weld that's going to be up here. I'm not sure how it's going to weld with the epoxy sealer on there. It's Bronnox, but I think it's best to do that first because we can't get up there and rust seal it. So basically we'll do it as best as we can, weld it, and then try and get in behind and finish off the rest of the sealing. Alright, and there it is, welded in, and ground back the welds and filed them to make it look nice and tidy, and it's not bad. Once that's all sealed and stuff, you won't even probably know anything happened. I'm actually just going to fill in these two little holes here and tidy them up, but pretty darn good. Happy with that. So what's wrong?
The chassis leg needs repairing. It had a reasonably poor repair in the past, so we're going to have to tidy it all up, re-weld it, make some edges on it. Once that's repaired, I can then drop the floor in, fix the floor.
You've got a nice new floor there.
Nice new floor. I've just been trimming the floor, cutting the excess metal off so that it fits better, seeing as it's not an original pressing. The original pressings, there's a hole in there.
Yeah, and it's a cap, isn't it?
There's a cap. There's a cap in it, but that doesn't matter. And then obviously I've got to repair the bulkhead where it goes back to the floor, and obviously I've got to remake this section here where it meets the floor pan. There's just a triangle piece just here, and then the floor pan I've got to repair across so it gets rid of all the horrible repairs from before. Right, that means I can dress up that top edge when the next panel goes in.
Alright, as you can see, we've I've missed a couple of steps in recording, but basically we've got all of those parts that we're talking about for the floor in, plus the new floor pan, as you can see here. And that covers all of that up. Now, moving up to around where the heater matrix plugs in, there was a lot of rot around the bottom of that and quite far along the firewall, so we've cut that out and put a whole new panel on the inside, as well where the firewall on the outside, or the engine side, sort of steps down. We've had to replace a outer skin there as well. Is that moving?
That's it, there.
Now moving on to the rear right hand side sill, there was a bit of nastiness there, so cut that out and a new panel's going in there. And the same here with this A pillar, it was a bit rotten, so a new piece will be going in there. And also the floor's being sorted out here. It's getting very close for this new panel to be welded in. There we go. Just stop here. So just so just like the passenger side, this driver side here has got a bit of nastiness behind the inner guard and in the same spot as well. So a bit of rot up in there. So it looks like actually it might be an area where it catches water. So cut that out. And the old man is in the process of making the new bit that's going to go in its place. So it's cut out and it looks like it's just got to be folded. I'm guessing?
Yep, folded. So we'll have an edge all the way around there and round there.
Where's the old bit?
The old bit is under there.
So a bit nasty. So another new one. It's got to be done. And there's that bit there.
Yeah, just got to trim a little bit off the top, and away we go.
Given this a bit of a whack with the wire wheel and taken as much as we can back to bare metal. I've sprayed some rust converter on it. We'll let that dry and then we'll cover it with some epoxy and then cover it with some sort of underseal and then put the panel back on. Rust protected and undersealed. We're just going to let that tack off a little bit, popping on this plate here. So we'll just clean up where we need to weld. And I think I've got all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got to clean up that face, make a bit, drill some holes in it.
Nice and welded in. Yeah, I mean it's I might tidy it up a little bit, otherwise that looks pretty good and nice and solid. Floor's in, and now we're on to this next bit up here. And as promised, this is what we're going for our interior. It's all finished. I've only got this one seat because they're in storage and I don't want to damage them or scratch them or rip them because that would suck. Anyway, as you can see, they look awesome in this black and sort of silver grey. They look brand new. They look brilliant. Some of the brackets we're going to have to repaint and bring those up to scratch, but they just look so good. Alright, let's go in for a bit of a close-up. We did and ahh about going with aftermarket seats or with some of the Recaro BMW seats, but we thought, bugger it, we'll get the factory stuff completely redone, including the door cards and all the floor pans that are in the back. Remember, this is a touring, so it has split folding rear seats and it has a whole bunch of carpeted panels in the back, and I'll show you some of those now. Look at that. It looks factory. The edging is just fantastic. Just a beautiful, beautiful job. And we're absolutely stoked to have had these done. And let's check out the other one that's a slightly curved floor pan. Again, just looks so good. I mean, we're stoked, absolutely wrapped. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, let us know how you're going on with your build. Any questions you might have, please drop them down in the comments, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. There's probably going to be a little bit more rust work, but maybe we'll get on to cutting out these arches for these flares. See you later.